Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for another video for you, and I just want to get a little recording of this before I return this Versus board back to a friend of mine who let me borrow it for over a year now. This is Versus Balloon Fight, and I'm sure you've probably played, if you're a Nintendo fan, Balloon Fight on the NES. You can already see that there's a significant difference between this game and the one on the NES, is that the screen actually scrolls vertically. Besides that, there's a few other cool things about this, is that on a versus red tent, you actually have one player per side. And so you notice the screen scrolled up. Well, it's independent scrolling on either side. So if I'm playing on this side of the red tent and I'm on the bottom, I see the bottom of the screen, whereas the player on the other side will see, and he's on the top, he'll see the top part of the screen. It's like right now you're just seeing the two guys together because it's running in demo mode right now. So let me coin this game up and show you a little gameplay on it. And what I'll do is actually coin up both sides so you can see what that's like, even though I can't play both sides at once. There's that one side. Press the 2 button. It says please wait on this side. Just going to flip this up and coin this. Okay. Now, one of the cool things about the red tent as well is while it's got 2 control panels on a 1-player game, you can use any of the controllers on the side and any of the buttons in any combination. So if you're left-handed, you could use the joystick, the right joystick and the left buttons. I normally play with the left joystick and all the way on the right buttons. Oh, it says it there. I can say it here too. Press 2. So you see me, I'm going to go up. He's still down there. So he's off screen now. If you went on the other side, you would see him down at the bottom. Try to play a little bit further so you can see the bonus stage too. A lot easier to do with 2 people playing, obviously. Okay, so there's my guy right there on this side. I'm going to bring the camera around so you can see this. The other side. See, there's the other guy at the bottom. You see my other guy went flying down. Alright, so I just want to show you the inside of this too. Alright. Okay, so here's the red tent, and I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit further so you can see this. Alright. So on this is the, I think this is the player 1 side. It's not like it's clearly labeled, but once you open up on this side of the system, you'll see here's a board. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Okay. So you just unplug this right here. You slide the board out, and this is the versus board right here. You guys can see that. And this is essentially 2 NES systems in one. You've got 2 6502 processors here. You got 2 PPU units here, picture processing units. You got the ROMs for both games and on both sides. So there's 2 games installed on this. They just happen to be the same game, which sync together. So that's this game. Now let me show you what else I got here. This is the board I normally run in this, and right now I've got on, this is the player 1 side, I believe. Yeah, player 1 side. It's got Super Mario Brothers on it, and this side's got versus Castlevania on it. And you'll see that this has got an extra board that's inserted into the processor and the PPU unit, and it's a daughter board. And what it does is it allows it to play larger games. Essentially, it's like a mapper, like you'd see in some of the NES games. So just slide this right back in here. So you can see how easy it is to change games if you have multiple versus boards. Otherwise, you have to swap ROMs, which isn't too bad. I've got a versus pinball set that I've been thinking about swapping Super Mario Brothers back out again and putting back into this cabinet, because I think I prefer to play versus pinball on it. So you got Super Mario Brothers on this side, and if we go around to the other side, here's versus Castlevania. It's just loading. It takes a little longer to load. There you go. And yeah, so you can have 2 completely different games on both sides, or you can have 2 of the same game, and not every game supports it, but on some games they'll synchronize together. Alright guys, I just want to show you this game before I returned it. It was a lot of fun, and maybe I'll set one up for myself sometime in the future. At least get the PPU and the ROMs for it. But as the problem is, a lot of people hunt down the PPU unit, so it's really hard sometimes to get a versus set together. And in particular, I don't think that Balloon Fight has this issue, but some of the versus games are cannibalized to make RGB Nintendos, and so it makes it even harder for a versus collector to actually put together a system, because so many of the PPU units are sitting in NES systems out there. But there are some people who are actually working on a universal PPU unit that allow you to use in a versus system or even an NES, and you won't need a different PPU unit for each game, because, and just a quick explanation, that is that the PPU unit is the part that does the graphics on it. It's like a graphics card in the NES. I mean, that's a rough analogy just to give you an idea. And the way they prevented people from making copies of the ROMs and just swapping games out is that each game used, well, not each game, but most games had different PPU units. And if you put the wrong PPU in it, it would play, but the colors would be wrong. It would look real funky. So that was Nintendo's way of, there goes my alarm, of actually doing some kind of early copy protection on their games. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will have more videos for you.